Yes, we're here for another Clutch Burners podcast. Your home for stick shift drag racing, stick shift tech. And this episode tonight's going to be awesome. Well, one of the things that makes it awesome is my co-host, the Canadian Chuck Norris, Rich Guido. That's right.
And tonight we have Jon Rogers on, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who likes to do things a little different, and another 6-second stick shift guy.
Wow,
I feel like
it's
we keep
amazing.
inviting yeah. One day it's nice to
Yes,
talk to him, being as we can't go that fast. We might as well at least hear what it sounds like to go that fast.
that's right. That's right. So John, introduce yourself. Jon Rogers, who forgot his last name.
Right.
Oh, I
So
didn't forget it.
yeah.
I knew it. I just didn't say it.
I'm gonna put it on your yeah.
Well, this is going to be a long one. I can tell.
But yeah, I'm Jon Rogers, co-owner of Import Drag Solutions, and I have a 98 Nissan 240SX stick shift car. It's got the VK56, or we call it the Tokioti engine power plant, and then yeah.
Man, he beat me to it. I was going to say, educate us on this Datsun engine, please.
Right. Yeah, I can talk to you forever about that. I mean, however you want to take this on. So you let me know.
Why
I
don't
want
you
to hear all about it.
tell us the story about how you decided one day to go from the 2JZ, which is obviously a popular platform with lots of mods and lots of people supporting it, to the current platform.
Yeah, so I'll take you actually all the way back. I originally had a Nissan SR20 in it.
Yeah, that's what it came with, right?
Yeah, and I ran that for a couple of years, and we made 1,000 horsepower on that setup, and we broke some records on it.
I bet you broke some parts too.
Yeah. It got to the point where we were blowing head gaskets all the time, and it was like billet blocked was the next move. So I decided to get 2J at the time, and we ran 2J from 2017 until last year or 2024. But I mean, I had always had my eye. I had a really good luck with the 2J. We went sixes with it. We broke the stick shift record with that 2J platform back in 2019. And for the most part, it was pretty reliable until we started making over 1,800, and it became kind of a reliability issue. Blew a lot of head gaskets. The next move was probably go a billet block. So we decided I always had my eye on the VK56. I knew it was a good platform, so I just jumped headfirst into it and tried it out, and it worked out great.
So when you said you knew it was a good platform, is there who else is doing it? Like, how'd you get a feel for that?
So there are a few people like overseas that are playing with them. Nobody that really talks about them, and no ones that's made as much horsepower as we have. I've seen them make 1,600, 1,700, and do okay there. So I was like, and just looking, I've taken the motor to the part before, and just looking at them, I'm like, there's no way that this won't be a good platform. So I didn't know if it was going to make 2,000 and hold up, but we were just going to try. So I mean, it's been good though. I mean, it's been more reliable than the JZ was at that power level for sure.
So how many cubes is it?
It's a 5.6 liter. 340 cubic inch.
340 cubes.
Yes.
That's just Rich. Just a little baby for you, right?
Yeah, it might be a baby, but that baby's making lots of horsepower.
It sure has.
Yeah, it's no 427.
So talk about what the stock, like that VK56, right? That's what it's considered.
Yeah.
What does that thing come in? What's the stock cubic inch? What's the stock horsepower? Like how far off is this from a stock motor? I mean, I'm sure it's considerable. Can you talk about where that thing began?
Yeah, so it came in a Nissan Titan or like Nissan Armada, like the big SUVs, or like Infiniti QX56, which is basically an Infiniti Armada. That's the motor that's in the car now. I got out of an Infiniti in the junkyard. Had like the oil change sticker said 220,000 miles on it, so I don't really know how many miles it had on it, but as far as like how exotic the motor is, it's really not that crazy. It's got steel rods, set of pistons that are pretty much stock bore. It's only like 10 over. So it's still 340 cubic inches essentially. Stock crankshaft, stock block that's unmodified. It's got main studs in it. Other than that, the stock sleeves and what have you. I'd say the only thing that's exotic is it's got fuel hoops and a copper head gasket, but it's just got drop cams, drop-in valve springs and valves and such.
Is it dry deck?
No, it's not dry deck. It's full wet. little wet.
Mr. Dry Deck Chuck Norris over here.
I was looking at pictures and I actually couldn't see that many holes in the head gasket, so that's why I
Yeah.
asked the question. But
Yeah, it comes like it comes like pretty much covered up, and I drill holes in it where like the factory head gasket water
oh,
comes through.
okay.
Whose gasket do you run?
It's a Comedic. They had already made a copper head gasket for them, so it was just easier to call them up and say, "Hey, I need a 50,000 gasket," and they sent it to me. So
Nice. Um, now is that block is aluminum, correct?
yeah, correct.
And is the crank, is it like an LS or like an FE Ford or a Hemi where the crank is up in the block and it's cross bolted?
Yeah, it's
Like the
up in the block.
caps?
It's got 6-bolt mains.
Nice.
It's got 12 bolt. It's actually got pretty big bolts compared to Coyote. It's got 12 millimeter inner mains, 9 millimeter outer mains, and 10 millimeter on the side. So quite.
So what did you call it again? Something Coyote?
We call it the Tokyote. So it's like the Tokyo version of the Coyote, Japanese.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. That's awesome.
And camshafts that are in it, they're all custom, obviously.
Now they're off the shelf. Kelford makes them. It's like their stage 3 turbo cam. I mean, I just ordered it and it showed up. So nothing crazy.
What kind of
it's a-
lift? Like it's
Yeah.
4 valve per cylinder, right?
Yeah, it's a 12 millimeter lift. Like
This
four-
guy's
whatever.
talking Canadian all the time, and I don't understand it. Like
Yeah, I
12
think that's
millimeter.
like
Well, it's a
that
Tokyo
force-
Yodi.
Yeah.
Any idea what kind of flow numbers are on those heads?
So Dave at Head Games, I sent him a set of heads to fix for me, and he flowed them for me. And he said they were pretty on par. I think he said second gen Coyote. It's about 300 CFM on the intake. The exhaust doesn't flow super good. But I actually have a set of CNC ported heads that Dave's going to flow here the next week or two. So, but the valves, the heads that are on the car now are basically stock port.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah. I wonder if the flow numbers are relevant, like a single valve flow numbers are relevant to a 2 valve. I would think they would be. Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because a single valve would have to be significantly larger. I mean, like yours or mine, and these are probably like little
yeah, like
baby
my heads
ones.
flow 380 CFM, but I'm guessing that John's heads are way more efficient than mine too.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, and the other thing too is you turn how much RPM do you turn? What do you shift that thing at?
I try to shift it. Well, in the earlier gears, I shifted like 9,500, and then I let it go out to 10 out back. It crosses about like 9,900.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's first of all, that's awesome. And second of all, just that much RPM is going to make that much more power. So
Yeah, I think I had a theory that we just spin the motor harder up in the RPM to keep it above peak torque and keep the
Yeah.
rods in the block. It was kind of my theory, but I'd rather spin it higher than load it up real bad and chuck the rods out of the sides.
have you been successful keeping the rods in the motor?
Yeah, it's the motor that I kind of like threw together to test our theory was a motor we ran all year. So I never,
Nice.
yeah, I did a refresh one time, but
that's incredible progress for slapping that thing together
right.
in a short period of time and getting back to the 6s. Can't wait to see where it goes this year. What's the next event?
We'll be at Bragging Rights in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Bill, you got to come to that. I mean, all the cool stick shift guys are going to be there, and the event is amazing.
I think it's going to be pretty cool with the eight field outlaw or eight car outlaw field would be kind of neat because it's going to be kind of a dogfight with that many hitters there to see who gets into the outlaw field. So
especially being blind qualifying,
right? Yeah,
like, that just keeps it.
I know.
You'd be chatting with your buddies and seeing if they're honest with you or not.
I know, right? Because everybody's gonna be walking around asking, "What'd you go?" So we might have to scare some people.
So, John, who are your picks for the top 8? I mean, you're number 1 on the list, right?
Oh, obviously. I don't know. That's tough. Coleman's always a hitter. If Atkins comes, I don't know if he'll be there or not. He's so wishy-washy, but always a good contender. Madden's got his cars running good. He'll probably be there. I don't know if Granis will have the orange car there, or he'll have his new car there, or what he's planning on doing. But
Wait, Granis is building a new car? I haven't heard about this.
He's been building a new car for like the last 3 years. Pretty
Well,
sure.
it's not
I'm
new
pretty
then.
sure it's a 2J.
It's at least 3 years old, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 2JZ Fox is what it is, but I'm not 100%.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Interesting. Hmm.
yeah,
Josh Manning should be up there. He was number 1
yeah.
last year.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, he'll definitely be in the top 8, I'm sure. But
Yeah, if you speak to Granis, we would love to have him on here. We have reached out to him. Maybe calling him out on here would be helpful. I don't know, but we'd love to have him on here also. So,
for sure.
um, I would love for you to dive into the motor. You said you can just go on, but yeah, go for it.
Where to start? I mean, so you just want me to tell you about like the layout of the motor and what's going on with it,
Yeah,
or
like how did
Yeah,
you
you
even
said it.
decide to pick this motor? Like, I mean, it's awesome, but like, how do you even begin to say, oh, an Armada, that's the motor I want in my car?
well, I'm a Nissan nerd. I've been a Nissan guy since day one. I mean, my first car was a Nissan. I've always loved Nissans for some reason, but
When
uh,
did it officially go from Datsun to Nissan?
83, 84, around
So
there.
did you date yourself then? Your car was post 84?
I was born in 85, so
Okay,
Oh
so you're a
God.
Nissan kid.
yeah, 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 no doubt. But
I graduated in 87. Oh
okay.
man.
But yeah, so always been a Nissan guy. I had a Nissan Xterra, and actually pretty cool. Like you can take the Frontiers and Xteras, you can take a VK56 and it bolts right in. You can take the 4-liter V6 out, VK56 from a Titan, everything just bolts right in. A little bit of wiring, and then off you go. V8 swap your. So that's what I did. I V8 swapped my Xterra, and then as I'm like
Nice.
building it, I'm like looking at this motor. I'm like, this thing looks like a damn race car engine. I mean, it's got mains. I mean, I was kind of looking. I looked into it a little bit more as far as like what it looks like taken apart, and I'm like, there's just no way that this thing wouldn't hold up to big boost in power. I went down the YouTube rabbit hole. Wasn't a whole lot of stuff out there, but there was enough to gain some knowledge. It just really intrigued me that I'm like, how could it's crazy that no one's ever tried to make huge horsepower with one of these things.
Yeah. Well, and the thick, cylinder, the sleeve is really thick on those things too, eh? Like
It's about
that was
150 thousandths. So
And then you re-sleeved yours and it's like double that, right?
no, it's still stock sleeves. I sent the block out to get sleeved, but I haven't used
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I wasn't sure. I mean, in last April, I sent the block out to get sleeved right away, just because I didn't want to like get the car out, in April or May and split the sleeve right away and be like, oh, now what I do?
Yeah.
So I had one kind of like getting done, just in case I needed to kind of scramble and put a sleeve block in it, but I never even used it. And honestly,
Nice.
I think I have it sold. I might sell it and just keep running stock blocks. So.
Wow.
that's amazing. And pretty wide, like did you have to cut up the inside of the car much to get that motor in there?
Yeah, I tried to get the motor back as far as I could, so I cut a little hump that was in the firewall out and scooted it back another inch. Just made the firewall flat, basically, and it was already pretty cut out on the sides for like because I had a compound turbo set up on the 2J, so I needed a lot of space for that. So it already was kind of wide open for the VK swap, so it wasn't too bad really.
And how big a turbo are you running on this?
It's a single 98 millimeter,
Nice.
so nothing.
Don't worry, Bill. I was already looking at that. I had mine on the dyno the other day. Now I'm 525 cubes, but I have a 94 120 on mine, and it ran out at about 21 pounds of boost. I pretty much pinned the wastegates closed, and I would say it made less horsepower, like I was overspinning the turbo. So when I saw you making 1900, pretty much 2000 horsepower with a single,
I think it was
that's pretty impressive.
2019.
Yeah, maybe 2019, the last time we had a dyno.
Yeah.
About 41 pounds.
Wow.
So that turbo is working good for you then. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
working great.
precision.
Yeah, precision.
Nice.
Hmm.
It's a ball
About
bearing.
40,
I thought my-
41 pounds and made like 43 pounds of back pressure, so it's still pretty happy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. That's just touch over 1-to-1.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And the torque number, when you made over 2000, remember what the torque was?
1350, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spinning that bad boy. It's probably easier to manage than my 1500 foot-pounds of torque.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
But
Well, and your
th-
torque's at what, 3,200 RPM? It makes
yeah,
1,400.
pretty much where I launched the thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Um,
yeah, so compression ratio, fuel, what do we got there?
Yeah, so it's about 10.2 to 1 compression,
Okay.
methanol fuel. Like I said, it's stock crankshaft. The stock crankshafts are really nice. They're forged full counterweight crankshafts. So you're good. I think like I said, the sleeves are stock. It has the same bore space as an LS. So I was able to just to go buy some Visner fuel hoops for an LS and just cut my own groove and pop those right in there. So
So they're really the same bore space as a small block Ford is what you meant to say.
right. No, yeah, I get it. I get it.
always about Bill and his small
I know,
block.
right?
No, no, no. The LS, I mean, the small block Ford is version 0 of the LS.
Right. What I hear.
But no, it's all good.
So what about the intake?
Intake, I originally just built my own and I split it a few times. But I actually had a company out in Qatar, reach out to me and offer to build me a billet one. Um, and I thought it was
Cool.
kind of hokey at first, but I like gave them all the dimensions of what I needed it to be. Like it can't be this tall and X amount and stuff like that. And they sent me a 3D drawing of it and it looked super cool. And I'm like, wow, okay. And then a couple months later, I had it. That's what we've been running the rest of the year, and we started selling them too. And it's been a really nice piece. But yeah,
Did you see
2 injectors per cylinder?
just one single injector per cylinder.
yeah,
Yeah, FI. Yeah,
it has the option for 2, I think I saw in your video,
yeah,
right?
yeah. We have
Yeah.
a second one out that has the dual injector deal.
Nice. Did you see from the intake you built or a stock intake to that one, was there a bump in performance or drivability or any of that?
I believe so. It's kind of hard to like fully say because it actually broke a valve guide up at the Wisconsin Great Lakes race. I was having some transmission issues like through the year, and it really cost me a lot of issues. But it locked me out of third gear, and when it pegged the limiter at full power, it uh it broke a valve guide and it fell down the motor. So I had to take it apart, and I sent the heads out to Dave at Head Games, and he went to go push the guide out of the head, and it actually broke the head. I think it cracked the head when the guide came out, but so we had to scramble and build two fresh heads. So he actually ported the heads this time, and it actually flowed more than the heads I ported. So big surprise. But uh, you know, I put those heads on at the same time I put the intake on, so it kind of better flowing heads and a better flowing intake. It made like 40 wheel horsepower more on like 4 pounds less boost.
Nice.
Damn.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Huh. Um, so
Yeah,
no
that's wild.
intercooler because you're on
No,
methanol. You're running single injector. How big are those injectors?
they're the APHIS 600s.
Wow. And then what's a fuel pump? You got a mechanical pump on that?
Yeah, mechanical fuel pump, like a
All right.
12 and a half gallon mechanical fuel pump.
Does it
Nice.
have you've got a rad in it? John, do you have to push it back from the top of the track, or how much coolant do you
It
have?
does. It has have a little radiator in it. And I could drive it back if I wanted to, but I usually just tend to push it back just for simplicity of everything, and not have to fight traffic and thing. But yeah, I could drive it. I mean, it stays cool. It is, like I said, it is full wet block, so wet heads, wet block. Little radiator.
Yeah. Wow.
And the bell housing, is it did you have to get a custom one made, or is there bell housings out there? Like, is that,
So I actually used the same bell housing that I had on my 2J, and so when I
oh,
did my 2J, I just used a mid plate um, that was 2JZ the GM just to make things easy, and then so it has a brow bell housing for GM pattern. So I just bought a VK to GM, another VK to GM mid plate, and then the bell housing went right on to the VK that way.
Nice.
It's easy.
And so let's move back a little. We've made it to the bell housing. What's inside the bell housing?
It's a Black Magic, one of Kale's Defiant 8-inch twin discs.
What's an
Yeah,
eight
it works
inch?
really good.
Nice. And that's a 6-finger, I'm guessing.
8-inch
Really,
twin?
yeah.
Twin disc. Nice. And it's 6 or 3 lever.
It's a 6 lever.
Nice. Nice.
And
And
that's, how long have you had that one in there for? Ever since you did the
Uh,
swap, or
no,
using it
it,
with the
I've
2J?
the last year of the 2J, I used keyless clutch, and then basically I just sent it back. I sent the same clutch back to him. He just made me a VK flywheel for that clutch, and that's what I just used. It
Nice.
actually was kind of easy. I almost had the almost identical clutch tune up that I had in the 2J for the VK, and it first outing it went right down the track.
So
That's pretty
when that
wild, hey?
yeah, when the VK is making like in the 1800 horsepower range, or same power as the 2J, is a torque curve similar, or is it a little bit more because it's a
So
V8 and it's maybe a little bit bigger?
right. So it does make a little bit more torque than the 2J did, but like I said, I did have a compound setup on the 2J the last year, and it actually made a lot of torque because of the compound setup. So although the VK does make more, it didn't make like a substantial more. It wasn't like apples to oranges. It was pretty close. We laid the dyno graph over each other, and it didn't like kick its butt and torque or anything like that. So because of
How many
that,
cubes is a 2J?
183.
Oof,
Yeah.
that thing works, hey?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What
it had
do you
had a 74 millimeter feeding the 98 millimeter. So it spooled up like a V8. It was pretty cool.
And
and
how
what
much
kind of
boost
R
on the 2J?
Yeah,
Sorry.
What was
that's
that?
okay. We're
How
so
much
excited
boost
to
on
ask
the
questions. We're like,
how
"Hey,
much
please."
boost on the 2JZ?
Like 75, a lot more,
And how much
Yeah,
RPM?
like 10.5.
We just have our
yeah,
dinosaurs over here, Rich.
yeah,
Our crank's hanging down below the block.
yeah.
Man, it shifted 7,000. Woo! That's crazy.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
well, smaller
awesome.
cubes, you gotta spin them for sure.
Yeah.
And then talk about transmission.
So what's in it? Well, what was in it last year was the G-Force GF5R, and I ran it in both the 5-speed and a 4-speed configuration. Just trying to play with some things, but we found that the 4-speed actually worked better. The 5-speed,
Really?
the 5-speed was cool, but I think at that power level, you're just running the gear so quickly that you're actually losing some momentum in like that like 60 to 330 range. It was I think it was hurting us more than it was helping us.
Hmm. And what rear end gear and rear end and all that? What do you got in the car?
So it's got a 4.9 inch in it right now. Uh, we have at IDS we make a bolt-in subframe that houses like a Mustang style rear end, so you can put an 8.8 in it, and then so I have like a Mustang style 9 inch in it, and it's got a 389 gear in it.
A 4-link setup, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's like a traditional 4-link from Mustang, so it's like triangulated short upper arm
Oh,
deal.
so you have a stock rear suspension then?
Yeah, yeah, it is stock rear suspension, and it's stamped by Sears. Sears called it stock style suspension. So
Oh,
And
cool.
what's this car weigh?
it's about 2620, 2630 with me in it.
And what do you weigh? A 220?
220, about 225.
Okay. Nice. It's like a circus here. We guess your weight.
Right,
And your best ET to date is 680
688.
something?
Yep, 688, 201.
And that was at Streetcar Bragging Rights, or was that one of the other
No, that
events?
was at FL2K.
And what kind of 60
Damn.
foot what kind of 60 foot you see?
So on that 688 pass, it was only a 117.
Only, yeah.
In the garbage 3000 DA air, and we actually went a 109 60 foot at World Cup.
Wow. And
So I'd love
is
to
that
put that back together.
is that cracking
Yeah.
the beams with the back tire? Because I noticed that thing rides out first gear pretty much on the back tires.
Yeah. I mean, once we got that the new heads and the intake manifold on it, the thing just wanted a wheelie so bad. Because I don't know why, but it's make a lot more power down low, I guess. But yeah, I mean, at World Cup we struggled with we didn't struggle leaving, but we struggled with it getting mad on gear changes. So it would 60 foot really well, but then it would want to, spin the tires all the way down tracks. We never really put a whole pass together, unfortunately.
And why do you think that is? Is it chassis or what's going on?
It's hard to say because it doesn't do it at any other track besides World Cup, and that's actually something we struggled with the last 3 years there. Even with the 2J, it wants to kick tires on the gear change. I don't know. It's only when the sun goes down there. Well, if the sun's out at World Cup, the track's good. As soon as the sun goes down, it's a tough deal.
So other
Gets a
people
little
struggle with
dicey.
that too? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen
Okay.
other people struggle.
Interesting.
You need I can't remember who posted recently about that real slick sliding transmission uh, I don't know what you'd call it, frame anyway. So you could just slide the transmission back, do
Yeah.
whatever you want with the clutch and slide it forward. You need to do that with your whole motors. You just would need to slide it forward a little bit
I
for
know. Get some weight on the nose and move the motor forward a little bit. Yeah, I like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
all that work to move it backwards, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, the front end won't stay down anymore.
I know, right?
Yeah. It would suck
And
to have that problem.
and so that you're sticking with the 4-speed this year, or are you looking at the new one from Liberty?
Yeah, so I was the second one to put a down payment on that deal, so I should have one this month, hopefully.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
sweet.
I was
How
actually I was trying to figure out a solution for a transmission this year, and I got the PRI, and I'm like, well, here it is. So I
yeah.
bought one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Outlaw guys start stepping into that and see how well it performs for you, and the options of gears. And we had Greg on here the other day, and he was really good. There was a bunch that the amount of power that thing should hold, and understanding why they're built that way. And I'm guessing you'll have to get the cutter wheel out though and make a little room. It's pretty wide, hey?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the way my car's set up, I did the cage myself in it. It's got a 25-1 cage in it. And to make things easy, I just did flat floor. So the trans sits above the floor in the car, and I don't have a bell housing on it. So, or I don't have like a trans tunnel, so it's just wide open.
You'll probably have to modify your cup holders though, right?
Yeah, the cup holders are gonna have to get moved for sure.
Yeah. I figured. Yeah, but that's not too bad. So
I can't
The bell housing
imagine.
is gonna be a little bit of a tricky part, I think, but we'll get that figured out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, because it's probably just like a stock, even like a TKO style. It's probably just a round hole in the front of that one, is it right? It's not a goofy one like a Magnum or something. Is
Right.
your G-force that way right now? Is it just a circle?
Yeah, well, it's got like the G-force, like the standard, like G101A, GSR, all those transmissions have the same pattern on the front where it goes to the bell, which is similar to what the trans is from Craig. It's the same on the bottom, but the top two holes are moved out wider. So I'm gonna have to like weld some ears on the bell housing or something like that, or figure out something. He said he'd help me figure it out. I don't know. I have to get it in my hands and see how big a deal it's going to be. So hopefully I can have that this month. But yeah,
And you had an H pattern style shifter in your G101 though, did you? Yeah,
yeah, and the GSR, yeah,
yeah, or GSR, yeah.
yeah, yep. it's like
Did
H
you
pattern.
did you have to do any mods to that transmission so that it would shift, or to that shifter to get it to shift good, or it was good right out of the box for you?
It was good out of the box for like the first couple years, and then I've noticed we actually struggled. It was the problem I was having all year where it didn't want to go into third gear was actually hitting the gate between third and fifth. And that's what it kept locking me out. So I built a little fifth gear lockout since we weren't using it anyway, and that took care of the problem I was having. But
Yeah, buddy of mine runs one, and he's got both. He's got the Vertigate style, which he prefers, but he's also got an H pattern one, and he was struggling with the same thing. So
yeah,
I think he sat it on the bench and stared at it for a while and made some mods too. So it'll be interesting to see how that works for him. But
who's that, Rich? Brent?
Brent, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you're definitely a bad influence, John. A friend of ours, Ted, he's got two of those engines sitting in his garage. The same thing. He's just looking at them and taking them apart and trying to decide if he's going to put it in something. And but yeah, he's a fan of your channel for sure.
nice.
I think
Yeah,
he's reached out.
I think since the day I posted that 2000 or that 1966 horsepower video, I think pretty much every day I've gotten at least 3 or 4 phone calls from somebody wanting to put a VK into something. It's been pretty crazy.
So what are
Do
the
you do
what are
that
the
at your shop?
sorry.
Sorry.
We sell parts, but I'm so busy. I try not to take on like customer builds and stuff like that too much. I do them here and there, but it's hard to make money, building huge projects like that. It's just
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. So what are the main questions you get if you get calls every day about it? What are the main questions you get? We're
Pretty
here to
much all the
help
same
save
questions.
some.
Yeah.
All right, rattle them off. We'll save you some phone calls here.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like, would they come in? What did you do to yours to make it hold that much power? Where do I get this? Where do I get that part? What do you use for here? I mean, it's it's a lot of the same questions, but like mostly where do I get the parts? What are you using? What year range do I get a motor from? It's always 2004, 2006 is probably the best bet to get. Um,
So
those
you're like the Matt Happel, but the Tokyo, yeah.
Tokyo.
I'm sure Matt, because I think Matt dealt with the same thing. As soon as he started making a lot of horsepower with the LSs, like he just couldn't stop answering the phone, or people were
right.
continually.
Yep.
Yeah. So at what point did you find that you needed to O-ring the heads? Like, were you popping head gaskets and then you O-ringed it and that went away, or?
No, I mean, pretty much our first version of the motor is the same exact thing that we ran all the way to the end, other than valve guides with bronze valve guides in it. But I did the fuel hoops right away, just because I was having so many head gasket issues with the 2J that I was like, man, I just want to go straight to the top as far as head gaskets go. And I mean, servicing the 2JZ was real easy, but servicing this thing in the car is not easy. I mean, to get the heads up, I'm taking the motor out. So I was just wanting to like make my life easy and not have to, go back and redo it. So we just put
Nice.
a good head gasket right away.
So you own a shop with a buddy. Like, is that your day job? Is that your full-time deal?
No, it's more of a side hustle kind of thing. It's starting to take over, our lives or whatever. But we just started it to kind of like pay for race cars because they're freaking expensive. I know we both have day jobs, and so we just do that on the side when we get home from work, type of thing.
So what do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I worked for the city of Fairfield, which is kind of I don't live in Fairfield, but it's kind of like 20 minutes from us. But I work for the municipal garage. Work on police
Oh,
cars all day, pretty much. Uh,
nice. Nice.
it's
All
just
right.
it's a cushy, easy government job.
All
So
right.
it's hard to. I'd like to do something my own like full time, but it's hard to like walk away from it because it's such a good job. So
So what
Yeah,
are
and I
the
think
best? Yeah.
there. I was going to say there is a perk to that too. That when you leave that job behind, you can leave it behind, and
right,
people aren't calling you from that one. But
yep. Well, the
So
nice
what
thing
is
is
the
that it pays all my bills, and then if I wanna do something more than that, then I just do some side jobs or do IES or, and that'll pay for all the fun stuff, all my fun dollars, basically.
nice. So what is the best police car to have or work on?
I don't know, right now, they're all kinda terrible. Thank God we don't have any Dodges, thank God, but, uh, the Tahoes have been I thought the Tahoes would be good, but they burn oil like crazy, they've been wiping out cams like crazy. The newer Explorers, they leak everything and they're hard to work on, but, I don't know, just get through it. It's not terrible. We don't keep them long enough to be super serious, so
So
it's not
what you're saying is don't buy one of those at auction.
I wouldn't. They have the amount of hours that are on those cars is just mind-boggling. I mean, there was an Explorer that had about 120,000 miles on it we got rid of. It had 23,000 hours on it,
Of
which
just the
just
motor
never shuts
running,
off.
which
just
is like
running.
equivalent to like 1.5 million miles. I mean, it's
Oh my God. So
It's
is what you're saying but not saying is the Crown Vic is still the best one to get?
ah well, so when I started working there, the Crown Vics were kind of on their way out. I've only worked on a few of them, but they were pretty solid cars, honestly.
And I feel like
yeah.
Garrett, aka Cletus, has probably
Right.
munched through most of the Crown Vics in the country.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's hilarious though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy that GM's still wiping out cam lobes after all this time. Hey, maybe it is lack of splash oiling while it's sitting there idling for forever. Wonder why. Like, I'm curious. You got any
Yeah,
thoughts on why it wipes out cam lobes?
we got like eight or 10 of the Tahoes right now, and I think 4 of them have wiped out the cams. And it's only like they're like 15,000 miles, 17,000 miles on them when they do it.
Are you running the zero weight oil in them, or you run something
Yeah.
different?
I've started
Uh,
we've I just started putting the 530 in them just to get away from the 020, but I know
yeah, I
that's
know. Yeah, Lake Speed has that podcast, or not podcast, but the YouTube channel, the Oil Geek guy or whatever,
yeah, yeah.
and he dove deep into that. And sounds like only in the US do they spec that 020 oil. Those same engines anywhere else on the planet, it's 530. and they don't seem to have those issues. I guess it was a cafe thing just to eke out that last, what, tenth
Yep.
of a mile a gallon or some silly thing
Right.
like
Just to get
that.
the
So
more credits for the EPA. Yeah.
right, right, and then spend $1 billion on changing
Right.
cams for those credits. It's like,
It's
geez.
so crazy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I wanted to go back. I had a question. What water pump are you running? Do you run an external one or do you run a factory one in there?
Yeah, I just run a like electric water pump. It's like
Okay.
the Davis Craig electric pump.
Yeah, because I know that I think Brett still runs a factory mechanical on a
Oh, really?
Coyote,
No shit.
but I was just curious if you did the same, or was there a reason you went away from the factory one, or
It was just
just
already on the car, so I just stayed with it.
yeah?
And I don't have a belt. I don't have a belt on the car. There's no drive belt or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like the drive belt wouldn't be happy at 10,000 RPM.
Right. Yeah. I don't run an alternator or anything like that, so there's nothing else to drive. So it's just easier to. It drives
Yeah.
the dry sump pump, but it's got a cog belt on it, obviously.
And what about the mechanical pump?
It's driven off the back of the. It's mounted on the back of the dry sump pump.
Nice.
Oh,
Who's
gotcha.
who, whose dry sump are you running?
It's a raw. It's a well. It's an 88 pump, but Ross Performance owns them now. But it's
Okay.
got a Ross uh, mandrel set up and mount and everything like that. Crank pulleys, Ross.
So is that thing, being that it's on methanol, is it hard to start, or do you have a primer pump you use, or do you just crank it and it fires off, or what's
It
that
just
like?
fires off. It runs. It starts up pretty easy. It starts up pretty easy everywhere except for World Cup. So yeah,
So is that because it's cold there?
yeah.
Okay.
Once methanol gets below like 40 or 50 degrees, it starts to get a little tricky to light off, but it's
Hmm.
not too terrible.
What are your IATs at 41 pounds of boost?
A lot.
Have you found
380.
so you clearly have found a sensor that doesn't melt?
Yeah, I use one of those Rife high temp sensors.
Yeah, the quick, the fast ones, fast responding
Yeah,
ones.
fast
Yeah,
response one.
yeah. Nice.
Do you have EGTs on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of EGTs? You see 10,000 RPM and
If I like load her all the way out and forth, top of the run, high RPM, it'll see like 1350, 1380.
That's still so cool compared to what,
yeah.
like, what do you see, Rich, on the end of a pull? You about 15s, 16 maybe?
Well, as long as you just keep the slow acting EGTs in there, you don't
They're
see
just
that
fine.
high. It's a
But you
trick.
don't know where
They're still going up when you're on the decel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they still keep going up when you shut
That's
it
funny.
off. So they're still catching up. But I only look at it when I let off the throttle. I don't care what happens after that.
Are you on ethanol?
No, I'm on C16 and air to
Oh
water.
shit. Okay. I got you.
But my inlet temperatures are like they might be 90 degrees at the end of the run
Right.
on the inlet, but C16 methanol is just so different, right? That
Right. Very different.
But yeah.
Think how much weight you could save, Rich, if you went to methanol, ditch the air to water and the cooler in the back and all the lines.
I figured if I removed all the air to water stuff, it's 100 pounds. And
Yep.
then if I went to methanol, I'd have to put a fire system on. So I don't know, what's a fire system? 15, 20 pounds by the time it's all
Probably
said and done, or
20 pounds probably.
so now we're back to 80. And I would also have to get 2 sets of injectors. They're heavy for sure. No, probably not. But
Yeah, they're heavy.
I have looked at it, and the reliability of C16 and air to water when you're 3,000 miles from home is kind of what's kept me from going methanol. And the injectors just have to be so big, and just the movement to get the amount of fuel that you need at 15 plus horsepower. What I have is working for me with a single set of injectors, but
Yeah, I'd say the biggest downfall of methanol is the oil maintenance. It's just it murders the oil so fast. That's the biggest headache probably.
How
yeah.
often are you changing oil?
Depends on how long the event is, but usually almost every day of the event. But
And what
at minimum every event. But if it's only like a 1 or a 2 day event, I'll try to just uh stick it out for that event, or I got a heater in my oil tank. I'll plug the heater in and try to boil the alcohol out of the oil, keep it clean.
nice. And then what oil do you run? What weight?
2050. Brad pan,
Green stuff.
the green stuff. Yeah.
Tell me about the heater in the oil pan. I'm thinking about it just because I'm leaving here next week. It's going to be about minus 20 Celsius. So I don't know what the hell that is in Fahrenheit. Um, I'm going to bring a magnetic heater with me, but do you have like a coil that's right in your oil? Is that how that works? Or do you
It's
just
just
have a
like
stick on?
it's like a 6-inch probe that sticks. It's like threaded into the oil tank, so it
So
goes in
he's a
6 inch.
dry sump, Rich. So he's got that external oil tank.
Yeah, I know Matt's just got like almost like a battery heater that he wraps around his oil tank, but I almost feel
And
like the coils
my
are better.
buddy ran like a stick on style on his LS pan, and it worked really well. It heated the oil up real good.
Yeah. Very cool. And so pilot bearing, pilot bearing or pilot bushing? What are you running there?
It's got a bearing. Yeah, it's got a bearing. You got a. I just looked up the in the bearing catalog and saw the diameter of the Nissan crank, and then the inner diameter for the GM Pilot, and then found me a bearing. Pretty easy.
Nice. Super
And
smart.
does that crank have two registers? Can you put two different style of pilot bearings in there? Do you know?
Um, I mean, I don't think you could. It's not real. It's not real deep either. Um, I guess it is kind of deep, but yeah, the space for the Pilot's pretty small.
Like the Pontiac one, and I don't know about the if the Ford's same. I didn't realize it for the longest time actually, but there's actually two registers, so you can put a 6202, which is kind of the factory one that Pontiacs came with, but there's actually like a bigger register on the further out, and you could put an LS style. So if you had to like shim your Bellhousing back or anything, it gives you another half inch of space that you can use and still have a good pilot bearing. But
That's
I
kind of neat.
wasn't sure if that's common or not. I didn't actually know until I was playing around in there. But
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
sorry, Bill, cut you off again.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm curious, like at any of these events, like what's the maintenance for the car look like other than oil changes? Like what are you dealing with after you make a pass?
I try to do as very little as possible. I hate working on my car. I don't know. I'll go over the logs, put fuel in it. That's probably usually as much as I'll do, unless I have to make a clutch change. But that clutch has been pretty awesome, and I mean, I usually don't mess with it too much unless something's way off on the track or the track's not very good or something like that. But for the most part, I don't ever touch the clutch. I know, for example, like when we raced the reunion 2 years ago with the 2J, we showed up, we made a test pass, and it spun right away. I made one change to the weight on the clutch, and then I never touched it again. The rest of the event, it went like 115, 113, 114 every single pass. I ended up winning the event, but we made like 8 passes, and I never touched it once after that. So
That's awesome.
it's pretty
Yeah,
Impressive.
that's great.
That's what you get for a lightweight car too.
Yeah, yeah. So are you
And
going to do a drag and drive with this thing?
No, I don't. I really don't have any interest in doing the drag and drive. I think it's super neat. I like what you're doing is super impressive. I think, but I don't have any desire to torture myself like that. So I hate
Be
working
smart
on
with
my
it.
car outside of the shop. So working on it in a gas station or a hotel parking lot sounds absolutely horrible.
Yours is so reliable. You wouldn't do that.
And if I was going to do a drag and drive, I'd build a car for it. I wouldn't do it with my car.
Would you build an Armada?
Right. Yeah, no.
You might as well build a 4,000-pound brick like us too. I mean,
Yeah, right.
what
Man.
kind of RPM do you launch at with the new motor?
Like 4,800,
Yeah,
And
so
how
not
much
that high.
boost? Yeah, how much boost at that?
like
RPM?
20 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even make 22 pounds. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that's pretty interesting.
So
And
clutch
do you have?
sorry,
Oh, go ahead, Bill.
clutch adjustments. Are you playing with counterweight much, or is it mostly base, or is it really just nothing at all?
I usually don't. We played around with bass throughout the year, but I don't usually touch it too much at the track. We try to implement some different strategies, I think, throughout the year with the clutch graph. Because we use input shaft speed and stuff like that, and it's trying to figure out what the car likes. Um, talking to some other people, they tend to lug their cars down a lot more than I was. I was kind of running away from the clutch, and they would kind of lug the car down and then get the car going. And my car just didn't seem to really like doing that. But for the most part, yeah, I don't really mess with the base. It's all counterweight. Basically, I just chase the power. We kind of have our clutch tune up where we need it. And if I turn the power up, then I'll put more clutch in it. And that's pretty much where we're at right now. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
How
and at
long do you
10,000 RPM, man, that's that base is working. I'm sorry, the
or the
counterweight's
count?
working. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, well, I think that's, when I first called Kale up, he's like, your window is so small. He's like, you're launching at 45 and shifting at 7.
yeah.
It's like that's quite a bit more challenging than 10,000.
Yeah, that's what Kale said to me. He's like, "Man, it's tuning the clutch on your car is a dream because you have a huge window." And he was talking about
Mhm.
how like, some of the LS guys have such a tiny window between launch RPM and shift RPM. Makes it tough.
Do you know how long you're slipping the clutch for before it locks up?
Uh, God, it's about 1.1 seconds, 1.2
Yeah.
seconds.
So
Yeah,
right at the 60 foot,
yeah,
it's
pretty
locked up
much.
pretty close.
Yep, and
Nice.
it carries.
Nice.
First gear goes pretty far.
What is the ratio in your first gear, do you know?
241.
With a 389 ring and pinion, you're running a 28-10-5 tire?
Yep,
What tire you have?
it's a pro bracket radial.
I say PBR because I just think of a
Yeah,
nice big just can of beer. It's just
yeah,
awesome.
right. Yeah.
Have you tried other tires? Like how'd you arrive at the PBR?
I haven't really. I tried it when we went to the adjustable. I always ran a slick back in the diaphragm days, and then as soon as it went to adjustable, I just put the PBR on it, and I haven't looked back. I mean, I put a fresh set on it every year, and they just work pretty well. They're pretty forgiving for being a radial, which makes it
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why do
for
you
sure.
change them every year? Are they worn out or is it just peace of
Just to
mind?
keep them fresh. I mean, just a peace of mind. I think once they start getting kind of heat cycled so many times, they kind of, break down. And I don't want it to be the reason that we're chasing 60-foot issues or something like that. So just for peace of mind, we put a fresh set on 'em.
That makes sense.
And getting a year out of them is pretty good, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Like,
for sure.
it's not worth
What about
yeah.
so Rich, what about you? How long do you run yours? Because I'm relatively new to radials, so this will be my second season on them. Not even full season last year, but like how long do you run yours?
I'm trying to think how many events I did last year, but I I have brand new ones on for sick week. So a
Okay.
year. Yeah.
So every year.
The old ones looked fine, and I mean it. Those are the ones I was going 135, 60 foots on some moderate tracks at Six Smokies, where other people were struggling a bit. So they were still they were still working good, but just like John, it's like that's the last thing I want to do is have them halfway through sick week start going away on me and thinking it's something else. At least if they're fresh, they should be good for a year, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, my
What kind of air
birthday's coming up,
pressure on a light
Rich.
light car like yours?
What's that?
What kind of
It's
air
not
pressure on a light?
17 and a half usually.
Okay. Yeah, I guess because it's lighter, right?
Yeah, anything less than that, it'll try to rattle the tires real bad. But usually that's kind of the sweet spot of traction and not making the tire get mad.
And
So
if you go higher, they just don't want to grab or what?
yeah, I haven't tried to go. I usually try to keep it as low as I can without making the tires rattle, and that's pretty much the sweet spot. I could probably go up higher, but it's just not. We don't get to test as much as I want to.
Yeah.
We don't really have any good tracks around us that are close, so it makes it tough for us to go out and try to like do new things like that, is change tire pressure, mess with stuff. It's usually during qualifying, and we got to make it count. That's probably one of our biggest Achilles heels is we don't test that much. So.
John, it's so impressive. Then it sounds like you don't do a lot of testing. You don't do a lot of wrenching on the car, and the fucking thing goes 680s. I mean,
I know,
come
right?
on.
I can't be mad at it. That's for sure. Yeah,
No.
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, your
So,
program's working pretty. That's pretty amazing. It's interesting. I run like at Six Smokies. I was running 17 pounds in mine cold. So by the time you go through the burnout and do all that stuff, they're probably 18 and a half, maybe
right.
19. But my car's quite a bit heavier, so it sits on the tire pretty good. I can still rattle the tires, but it's usually if I don't have enough power in it. Um, but hmm. Interesting. Sorry, Bill. Go ahead. I
No,
cut
you're
you off
fine.
again.
I was just gonna say my birthday's coming up. Maybe you'd like to send me some tires.
I could pay the tariff on them to bring them to Canada and then turn around and ship them back to you
Right.
and pay the tariff again. Probably. I don't know. Can't keep track, but
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. So, any other changes to the car? Or are you just
A motor probably. I'm putting together an aluminum rod motor right now. Um, and that's probably what I'll stick in it for. As long as I get it done, I'll stick it in it for April. And then the motor that's in the car now, I'm just gonna take and shrink wrap and stick it on the shelf, just in case something goes south, and I'll have a backup motor. So that's kind of what was holding us back last year too. Is didn't have a backup motor for any of these races, so I was trying to be a little timid on our tune-ups and not be a hero and make it last. But this year, since I'll have a backup, we can be a little more daring with it, and
and what's the thought process of going from a steel rod to an aluminum rod?
it just takes the abuse a little bit more, I believe. But the steel rod's been a champ, and I did take the motor apart mid-season to check the bearings and such, and they all looked great. Um, so that was good. I mean, as long as they hold up, I guess there's no downfall. I've had some people tell me with methanol that aluminum rods are better, because I guess they take the punishment a little more.
Did you put the same bearings back in the motor when you took it
No,
apart?
no, I put some fresh bearings in.
Dang it. Okay. So they didn't look that great.
Yeah, I mean they were good enough that they would have lived the rest of the season, but I wasn't going to gamble on that for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
worth it.
definitely.
And you spin it a little bit higher with the aluminum rods?
I don't know, maybe if I need to, I will. I mean, it'd definitely be a lot less rotating mass for sure.
So with an overhead cam, you probably have less valve train issues, but have you had valve train issues at all with this setup?
Just that broken guide that we had, but it's hard to blame the motor because, like I said, we it multiple times throughout the year before it actually broke. It missed. It didn't go into third gear, so it was wide open throttle, 10,000 RPM, full power to straight to no load and all. So I can't be too mad at it. I mean,
Woo!
yeah,
I think it's the other way around. That motor's mad at you.
you're right. No doubt.
Um,
So
what ECU you running? We haven't talked about that at all.
That's a Haltech R5, the Nexus. They've
Nice.
been awesome. They've been super good to me throughout the years as far as helping me and being supportive. So
And what's your shifting strategy? Is it the same as Jonathan Atkins and stuff? You just run into a
yeah,
rev limiter, drop 1500 RPM or 1200 RPM, and
yep, yeah. It's like a 1800 RPM hysteresis. I've been talking to my tuner. He kind of hates it. So we've been coming up with some different strategies on what we could do for next year. We've kind of played with it throughout the year to try to make it better. And like I said, it was losing the tire on the shifts at World Cup, and we were building some tables to make it try to knock some power out of it on the gear changes. But we have some other strategies that we're going to try this year with ignition timing on the gear changes and stuff like that too. And I think, but we're not going to have the exact same setup that we had this year, but we're going to have something similar to it probably.
It's interesting you say that. Before I went to an adjustable clutch, I was having issues twisting the input shaft because the diaphragm just has zero give on the shifts. And so I was pulling timing, quite a bit of timing actually on the gear change for a quarter of a second when the limiter would come back off and power would come back on. And that significantly reduced the amount of twist I was seeing on the drive shaft. But a side effect of it was pulling that much timing, the turbo lost almost no boost because you were dumping exhaust energy into the exhaust. So you didn't see this blip of boost. It just just like a little hump. It was interesting.
Yeah, I've tried some stuff in the past where it was just 100% a big timing cut. Basically, it went to like negative 20 degrees timing instead of
Mhm.
hitting the rev limiter to make your gear change, and it worked.
Yeah.
It would make the gear change, but man, it would sing the turbo and make like 15 pounds of boost more. And
Yeah.
so just a million horsepower as soon as you shift it, and it didn't like that, that's for sure.
Yeah. Then it's losing the tire for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, for sure. It's a little counterintuitive for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Nice.
how much timing you're pulling on the line to build the boost, or does it build it pretty quick?
It builds it pretty quick, but it goes to like a negative 8 degrees, and then it kind of as soon as it starts coming up, then it pulls that timing back to a zero number, and then it kind of floats. I have it to where it just floats between -5 and -8 once it hits, or negative 5 plus 5, once it hits the target boost, it just kind of bobbles back and forth. That does a pretty good job of keeping it real steady.
Nice.
Do you have a
And
staging strategy as far as like line lock pressure or anything? Are you
Oh yeah,
similar
I have a
similar
very
to
I have a very methodical routine that I do every time to keep everything as consistent, as easy as possible, and that's part of the success, I think, is just having a good routine that you do in the car and, to not forget anything or not do anything wrong and be consistent.
will you tell us what that is?
Sure. Usually I'll do my burnout and then I'll pull up to the line and then,
Hold on. Is that a second gear burnout?
I do a second gear burnout.
Do you have like, do you count? Do you just look for smoke? Like, what do you do?
I'll just get the burnout. I'll turn the line lock on. I'll get the burnout going, and then I'll just let off the line lock pretty quickly and just let the car drag it forward. And then once I feel it like kind of hook the tire, then I'll let off. That's
Okay.
usually my burnout strategy. Um, but yeah, so I do my burnout, get up to the starting line. I have my buddy David usually puts me in, and he'll get me within a foot or so of the first beam, and then I'll go ahead and I'll pump the brakes. And when I pump the brakes up on the dash, I have the psi for the brake
Brake
pressure, and I
pressure.
try to hit 700 every time. It's kind of my number. Then so I pump it up, and when I push the clutch in and hit the clutch switch, it turns the line lock on. So then I holds the line lock on the front tires, and that's what holds the car back. So then I can just roll up without touching the brakes. So the car's being held back by the brakes, and then so I'll put it in the first beam, and then I'll floor it, get it on the full boost, and then I'll go into the second bulb on full boost. As most people are figuring out in the stick shift land, I don't go in first. I let everybody else go in first.
yeah, you've been burned a couple of times and it changes the changes the strategy a bit.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of people try to play staging games with me and try to get me to go in first, and I've always figured out a way to like trick them and make them go in first. I'll put it on the chip like really quick so they hear me. Hear it sounds like I'm getting on the chip, but I'm not. And then they'll get on and go in, and then once they're in, then I'll put it on the chip and go in. So it's kind of funny.
Nice. That's awesome. Huh.
And as far as your adjustment for how close your clutch engages from the floor, like, are you dragging it a little bit? Like, I think that's going to be my focus for this year is to try to get the clutch just about so it's trying to push the car so that when I release, I can cut a decent light. But I definitely feel like some guys in the stick shift world are really good at it, and
Uh,
others are like,
Tony.
yeah, Tony.
Tony's really good at it.
Yeah. So another thing on that is I run a mechanical style clutch linkage. I don't run a hydraulic. So
Same as me.
you know, yeah.
It's
And
Yours is
always
I
probably
been
like
too
a pro
rich.
mod
not that
style.
many people do that. I mean, but I think it's a faster reacting setup, and it's a lot more consistent as far as like I have a pedal stop set up to where it's the same air gap.
I'm sorry. We're an hour in, and it's every time Rich's cat
Right.
starts making noise. It's so funny.
Come on in.
That
Yeah,
that
come on
pussy
in.
just needs some attention.
Right.
All right, we'll just let him in this time and see see if he just comes jumps on my lap here or what.
Right.
But sorry
Nice.
about that.
He messages.
Yeah.
There he
Here.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the Ted Nugent song, just cat
Right.
scratch fever.
But yeah, I do like the mechanical because you can set your air gap so easy, and it's all very consistent.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. If with your car not wearing the clutch much, you probably don't have to make much of an adjustment. With my car, I think it's probably going to be every 2 to 3 runs. I put a mechanical stop on my clutch pedal now so I can close up the air gap and get it closer to the engagement. But yeah. Who's the
How much you wearing your clutch on a pass?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Could I wish I could tell you, but mine's all under the car and I have to do
Okay.
everything from underneath, so I can't access anything. But I think you might have saw my clutch hack there where I put 30 thou shims in there that I can
Yeah,
remove.
that's smart.
So in the drag and drive world, I don't have to pull my transmission to do that because, usually we're trying to head down the road or something. So,
Right. I get it.
because it's Six Smokies, that's the one video that went a little bit viral was me. I lost
Yeah.
the clutch rod come out of the car. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's because I adjusted it too short and then um it fell out. So I'm gonna solve that this time. This time I'll just when I start getting close, I'll just pull a shim. So
Makes sense.
That's
but
awesome.
see, here's a noisy little bugger.
What's his
Nice.
name?
This is Scout.
Nice.
Yeah, he's probably gonna bite me here in a minute because he's an asshole, but like
You just choke him
um
out. He'll lay down there for a while.
yeah. So when you finish your run, you push in the clutch right away, or yeah?
Yeah, as
Do
soon as I cross the stripe, I just push it in enough to kick it out of fourth gear and get it in neutral.
do you shut your car off? I see some guys who shut their car off and let it coast after that, or you just leave yours running?
Yeah, I shut it off right away. That way I can get a good read on the plugs. Being methanol, it's pretty much all looking at plugs as far as getting the tune up right. If I check them, if I feel like it. I don't always do it, obviously.
That sounds like a lot of work, John.
It does. It's so much work. Not for me.
It's like a Hemi style head, though, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
plugs are super easy on those.
Oh yeah, it's super easy. It's actually easier to change plugs on it than my 2J was. 'Cause that was in the middle of the car. I had to lean over it. This is like right on the edge. It's nice.
I hate it. You
You
gotta
gotta be
lean
super
over.
lazy not to change those, check those plugs,
I
John.
mean, right?
That's just jealousy talking,
Oh
though,
man.
just so you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've got a couple that are fairly
What
easy. Those are the only ones that get checked.
what's the fastest mile an hour the cars went?
205, I think. It went
Um,
205 when I raced Garrett at World Cup, but I was pedaling it and it was spinning all the way down the track, so it's hard to say what it would actually mile an hour.
Now you have
so
that
clearly you
wing.
haven't seen the
Yeah.
full potential.
Yeah, and you have that wing on the back. Was there a mile an hour point where that became necessary, or did you just do that right from the get-go?
I did it pretty early. I mean, it's been on there since it had an SR. So um, that thing, it was always on slicks when it had the SR, and it would tend to dance around on the big end. So I was trying to do everything I could to keep it stable because slicks are kind of a wild ride in their own self. So
How hard was it to make 1,000 horsepower on that four-cylinder?
it wasn't terrible. It was kind of the same realm of the VK, but in like a smaller scale back then, because I had people telling me you can't do that. You can't make 1,000 horsepower with SR. You can't do that. Make that much power on a stock block. And, people were telling me stock SR sleeves would break at like 600. We made like 950 on stock sleeves with one of them things. So, and it lived the whole year like that. And so I mean, it's just funny. Like, it's just been the way I've done things my whole life. Just trying to not necessarily prove people wrong, but kind of go against the grain and try things that no one else really tries.
That's great. I love
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we've got Pontiacs in our Pontiacs and Fords in our Fords. You got Nissan in
Amazing.
your Nissan. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
Nissan
the
was
norm.
amazing.
Yeah.
It feels right,
Crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, it feels right. Exactly. And none of us have a purse to speak of, which is so nice. Man. Well, anything else you want to tell us before we dive into these TKX questions?
I don't know.
Like how
Anything
much
else
you
need to ask?
love, I don't know, you love the podcast so much, like you lose sleep waiting for the next one to come out. I don't know.
Right.
I
You
have
didn't
another
say
question for
anything.
you. What I thought I'd cut you off there, Bill. But
Thanks. Thanks.
who's the you got a nemesis out there? Who's the guy that is your toughest competition when you get up beside him? Anybody?
I don't know. Well, I'd say the best grudge I've had as far as racing over the years has probably been Garrett. Even going back to the like 2018 era, we've had so many insanely close races, and it's been so fun because it's like every time we get up next to each other, we're like a fender apart or half a car apart on our races, and we've been trading back wins and losses for a long time, and it's been a really fun over the last years or whatever racing Garrett, and so it's always been pretty fun.
He's a tough competitor too. People
is.
yeah. And so who's up right now? Do you know? Are you keeping track?
As far as I think he's got me more times than I've gotten him over the years, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he going to be at Streetcar Bragging Rights? Anybody know?
I haven't seen anything about him going, but It's you never
There's
know with him.
yeah, there's been some mudslinging, like, people are
Right.
trying to get him to go because it's why I went last year. I mean, half the reason was so I could meet John and a bunch of the guys who, from the, the outlaw stick shift guys, and just to be in the lanes with those guys and watch how fast they go, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
Nate does a fantastic job of promoting and, um freaking cat.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
a
easy to
cool.
use. He stays outside, but yeah, I'm super stoked. Hopefully, the car survives the 7,000-mile journey, and then I can make it back to streetcar bragging rights. Because if I have a bigger turbo by then and I can turn it up a little bit more, I want to see if this 4,000-pound thing can run a seven. Um, yeah, and the parachute work and all that stuff too, though. So
Yes, yes. Awesome. All right, Rich, you want to do it?
sure. All right, we're in first gear. First car you owned or modified?
It was a Nissan Sentra SER, so it's like the B13 Sentra. You probably don't know anything about them, but little front wheel drive car. My mom did not want me to have anything cool whatsoever, so it was kind of like it fell under the radar because it didn't look like anything cool, but actually it was like a little like I don't know, little the fast fun front wheel drive car. So it was cool.
And what
Is
mods
four
did you
door or
make to
two
that
door?
thing?
It's a 2 door.
Okay. And what mods did you make to that?
I was 16, so I was poor, so it had like an intake and exhaust on it, I think, and that was pretty much
Nice, nice.
nothing too wild.
All right, let's slam this thing into second gear. What, in your opinion, has been the biggest technology change to move our sport forward?
So when you say that, do you mean like stick shift sport or just like automotive in general?
Anything you want.
I'd say the biggest thing to move automotive like performance forward over the last years is probably ECUs. That's probably the technology that's come along to like help you, go fast and keep your motor from exploding has just been insane. I mean, I think about back in the day when I would mod cars and first turbo car was tuned on a Super AFC, how terrible that was back then, and just how much better it is now than the VPC and Super AFC and piggyback awfulness that was back in the day, and just how insanely advanced they are now. It's just that's probably the biggest thing I'd say.
I would agree.
One
It is
thing,
pretty nuts.
as far as sensors on your car, you got shock sensors, wheelie sensors.
I got all the data. I mean, pretty much
Yeah.
if you can think about what you have data on, we have it. So yeah, it's got shock
Okay, here's
sensors.
one. Here's one for you then. Do you have one on the diff that tells you how much the tire is getting crushed? You bastard, he bit me.
No, I don't actually. I do have
Oh,
tire temperature, um, and track temperature, but I've never thought about that as far as how much the tire gets squished. That's smart.
well, you didn't hear it from me. That not a good
Yeah.
idea at all. But
Yeah.
um, all right. Well, let's let's bang it off that fifth gear lockout into third gear. Um, and
Hopefully
if you
get
could spend one day with somebody, who would it be and what would you do?
So that was a tough one. I mean, I thought about that one for a while. Um, but I'd say the best thing I could come up with was Jay Meager that owns RS Garage. Used to own Real Street, but
Yep,
Yeah.
I don't know. I look up to him a lot. I think he's a really cool guy, down to earth, super, super smart. I think I could probably learn a lot from him, building motors and such. I build a lot of motors for people. I'm not a super duper hardcore motor builder, but I bet I could learn a lot from him in a day. Yeah, just little tips and tricks. So I think that'd be super cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna put him on the list.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a stick shift guy. He's got a Fox body that he stick shift races.
On the list.
Nice. Okay. God, I gotta keep up here. Okay, so we're gonna put it down into fourth gear. Gonna lug that thing down. What influenced you to build your cars?
Probably the competition, I'd say, and friends. The biggest probably competition. As long as the competition is there, it just gives you the fuel to get in the garage and make your car faster. Um, they know if you're on top and you don't have that motivation to build it, then it's kind of whatever. But when there's people that are going faster than you and you want to go faster than them, it's that motivation to get in there and do better. So probably competition.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, and the outlaw stick shift world, there's some serious competition in
Well,
there.
it
Oy,
is. It's wild.
oy. Yeah,
The fact
yeah.
that Nate had to change the rules just to try to accommodate, and the amount of people that are in
Right.
the stick shift class now are crazy. Well, I have to funny story in here. So I did my trash talking and call out for the border wars, and a few people reached out and were like, "What? You're not going to call me out?" And I'm like, "Well, you're half a second smart or faster than me. I'm not stupid. Like,
Right.
why would I call out? I should call out Nick Coleman. Yeah, come to Canada so I can kick your ass." It's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, I'm not. Yeah, you gotta stay in your lane. So I was looking for 850 people to call out, not 8 O's or 780s, but anyways. All right, we're going into the first overdrive, which you threw away, but yours was an overdrive anyways.
Right.
Um, what in your opinion is the secret to stick shift racing?
Man, I'd say the biggest thing is probably just consistency and keeping your damn car alive. If you would win so many more races in stick shift outlaw if you just keep the car alive, and that's pretty much what we rely on is just not trying to go. A lot of people try to go out there and break the record every single pass, and that's just not what we do. We try to race smart, turn it up when we need to, turn it down when we don't need to be super fast. So, make it to the
Do
next
you
round.
do you have the ability on your screen in your car to adjust the tune up, like right there?
It sucks because with the clutch, it's so hard to you pretty much have to make your tune up, in the pits, and then that's what you get. It's once you get into the lanes, if everybody's kicking the tire, you're pretty much screwed. You're just gonna have to run what you would put in it and hope that you put the right one in it.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
mean, the biggest thing with the clutch is that people don't think of is that if I have a clutch tune up in it for a 680 pass and the power in it for a 680 pass. And if I go up there and take a bunch of power out of it, to go only like a 750, well, the clutch, it's going to spin actually, because if you don't have enough power for the clutch, it's actually going to lock the clutch up faster.
Yeah.
People don't think about it that way, but you actually go up there and spin the tire because you took power out of it. You don't have enough power to like slip through the clutch. And then, so you're kind of just stuck with what you have.
Yeah, yeah. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Last day of Six Smokies, I went up there, spun and rattled the tires hard, and I went back to the pits, was going to pull power out, and one of my buddies, actually I think it was Matt, he came up and said, "The track is good, you need to put more power in." I put more power in, and it went from knocking the tires off to a 135/60 foot breaking the drive shaft on the 2-3 shift. But I'm
What
pretty
a
sure that
lesson.
was because of from rattling the tires. But yeah, it's
Right.
so true. Hey. And you don't know what the guy in front of you did, if he kicked the tires for what reason, for exactly that, or yeah. Consistency and outlaw is, I mean, how many times I think there was one event there where a Honda Civic beat John. Not that the Honda Civic wasn't fast, but yeah, Jonathan Atkins, he just I think he rattled the tires or something, or broke, or every pass is another, it seems like another, cut in the tree, and eventually the
Right.
tree's gonna fall down. So it's like, yeah, you get a buy run. We're going to go up there and break the record, or you're going to go up there and break the beans. Maybe breaking
Yeah,
the
break the
beans is a
beans.
smarter thing to do.
Yep, absolutely.
Definitely. Okay. Second overdrive, sixth gear, maybe some uncharted territory for you. But
Yeah.
tell us your first memory of making a pass in a stick car.
That one was tough. I can't even think. I mean, I've been drag racing since I had my license. So it was probably a pretty uneventful, slow 15-second pass back when I was 16,
Hmm.
et cetera. So, nothing too exciting.
So you took
All
the
right.
Sentra down the track.
But yeah, I've had a
Man, you
lot
have
of
Yeah.
you have
I've had a
me
lot of
beat.
laps under my belt in the years,
Yeah,
even
you
at
have me
Yeah.
beat. If it was running 15s, you have me beat on my early passes. That's awesome. Okay, so tell us social media plugs, sponsor plugs, any of that stuff. Do it, and I'll also
Yeah,
post it on the
so
YouTube.
yeah, so my personal Facebook's Jon Rogers, personal Instagram is JRog Tuning, and then Import Drag Solutions is my company. Import Drag Solutions on Instagram and Facebook, and then our website's importdragsolutions.com.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you a ton for coming on here. This has been awesome. I was really looking forward to this because I love
Yeah,
the
that was a lot of fun.
alternate platform. Just everything you're doing is so different. So yeah, I want to thank Stick Nation for having our merch on there, and we love to see people in Clutch Burners t-shirts, and you can also grab Stick Shift Nation's hats, stickers, and shirts on there. And that's it. Rich, you got anything else? Maybe you could take
No,
us out
other
tonight,
than yeah,
Rich.
thanks for your time, John. This
Yeah,
has been
absolutely.
awesome. It's great meeting you last year, and it's fun to dig in a little further into your combination. And thanks for sharing some of your secrets with us. It's awesome. It's been great.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I had a lot of fun. So thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot. We'll call this one done. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
see ya.